Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron here. I'm about to eat, so I'll make this really quickly. This is going to be a blazing shield build for PvP. It's very strong in 1vx scenarios. I wouldn't use this build unless you're 501. If you're under 501, you can run this build like I am. I'm 308 right now. I'm talking about CP, by the way. But run it if you only have at least 300 CP, because this is a very champion point intensive build, and if you don't have it, you're just not going to have the recovery to sustain through 1vx fights. This build is it's going to give you some insight too onto the game, because the longer these fights go on, I've noticed anyways, with myself at least, that I've started noticing a lot more stuff that's going on. I've noticed people using certain abilities, certain sets they're running, certain, abilities that they're using all the time, their buffs, and how to play against it, how to run people out of how to run them out of magic or stamina or whatever. And I've learned a lot about the game playing this build. So I'm gonna jump right into it. Actually, I'm not gonna jump right into it. I'm actually gonna tell you what this is, or no, I will jump right into it. So let's look at our stats real quick. 40k HP. This is not in cyrodiil, by the way, and this is with the wrong food. It still tries that food, but it's not 150. I'm also playing high elf. I think the best race for this is anything that gives you max HP. So I think it's either Nord. If Nord gives you max HP, run that. But I think Imperial is going to be the best here. It's going to give you some more max HP, and this is what you want for the build, so your shield hits a little bit harder. You're also going to have 15k max magicka. This might be about 16k whenever you get the right food. Whenever I get the right food, have 15k max stamina. I'm running tri-stat food, by the way. Increase all primary stats. 20% spell crit. 1100 spell damage, pretty damn low. Magic recovery is 2500. It's pretty damn high, and with it buffed here, we get 28, about 2900, almost 3k magic regen. That's really good. So let's look here. So in cyrodiil, you're gonna be getting 5 + 5 extra 1000 HP base. So that's gonna be bumped up to about, with the entropy and everything, that's gonna be about 46k. And with the right food, you're gonna be getting about 47k HP. Now, you can, if I was running Imperial, you'd have about 50 to 55k HP. About 50 to 55k is what you really need, but 47 works for sure. So yeah, what makes this build? What is this build? So let's get into it. In the skill sets, anyways, or yeah, skills. First is obviously Blazing Shield. I'm going to take this off because I was tanking. This is also another very good thing about this build. If you're wanting to go get some monster helm sets or something like that, you can actually just or you can tank. You can tank stuff like a dungeons or whatever. Because I've been tanking normal SO. I can also tank vet SO, but I've not got a group together to do it all yet. So let's look here. So on your front bar, you're gonna be putting Blazing Shield. This is your main. This is the bread and butter of this build. This is what it's completely centered around. Surrender yourself on solar rays, granted you a damage shield equal to 37% of your max HP. This is gonna be cut in half to about 19%. It'll give you about an 8k shield, almost a 9k shield with your 47k max HP. So it's pretty good, and it's gonna be busting for about 60% of that damage in cyrodiil. Moving on to our execute here. This is kind of a free slot. I either run one of two things here. I either run Radiant Destruction, or I run Puncturing Sweep. Puncturing Sweep is going to give you heal, so give you a little bit of damage, not much damage, but it's going to give you some. It's going to give you a slow. It's going to give you a heal. It's pretty good, but if you're not confident in bar switching fast enough, just run Radiant Destruction. There. The rune here for even more magic regen. You're going to be getting Major Resolve and Major Ward. This is just for tanking more. Radiant Aura. Now you could run Repentance here, but I like Radiant Aura because when you activate it, it's going to give you a lot of regen. It's going to give you like almost 200 extra regen. So it's pretty damn solid. And it only takes up that much magicka, and then in 1 second. It's like if you see a bunch of people, like this is a bunch of people, right? You just pop this, you get your shield up, and then you get your entropy up, which I'll show you in just a second. Then you just kind of dash in, you let them hit you. I guess to kind of show you what this build's like as well. And it busts. Boom, boom, boom. Doing it again. Alright, so, anyway, sorry for the lag there. Sorry for the black bars in the videos as well. I don't really know what to use to record with, because DxTory doesn't work for this, and OBS does, but I've literally searched everywhere trying to fix these fucking black bars. I'm sorry, but just deal with it, I guess. So we're over Radiant Aura. Now here's Structured Entropy. Very good. Somebody giving you it's a dot. It gives you HP over time and HP on use. It also grants you Major Sorcery, which is going to be making your shield hit a little bit harder, and as well as your Radiant Destruction or your Puncturing Sweep hit a little bit harder. It's going to be increasing your max HP by 8%. It's a must-have. You have to have this ability. The Blazing Shield and Structured Entropy go hand in hand. You have to have it for this build to work. I mean, if you don't, you're just going to be, you're not going to be doing as well as you could. Now for Ultimate, we are a vampire. You need to be a vampire for this. This is another key thing to this build. This is a very, very specific build. There's not much room for messing around in this build. Devouring Swarm. It reads here also softens 1200 health from each affected enemy and gives it to you. This is going to be buffed by Major Sorcery, by the way, that's damage, so it's going to be okay amount of damage, but this is not, the damage is good, but that's not really what we're going for here. What we're really going for here is the heal. Now it says here, now you may read this and think, well, softens 1200 HP, or it's going to be a little bit more when you use entropy. Wouldn't that just be only 1200? Well, that's what I thought too. But here's the thing. This is going to be, if let's say they stand in this thing for actually 5 seconds. One person for 5 seconds. You're going to be siphoning 12 times 5. Whatever that is. I'm assuming it's like, you're going to be getting about 7k HP back per person. So if you multiply that, let's say you got 4 people on you, melee or whatever, or ranged, and they're hitting you, and you hit them with these bats. Let's say there's 4 people, so each second you're going to be getting about 4,800 HP back, unbuffed. So that's pretty damn good, and especially since you have so much HP, this is going to be a major source of healing for you. It's going to be like your only healing, besides entropy. Because everything else is just going to be so low that it's not really going to make that big of a difference. On the back bar here, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be running on the back bar. I know a few things here, but like I said, I would run Radiant Destruction here if you feel comfortable with bar swapping on the fly. Because like if you keep popping your shield, right? So if someone starts hitting your shield, blah blah blah, they're hitting your shield, blah 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 blah, and you have puncturing sweeps here for the heals, that we don't have to swap for the heals. So if they're hitting your shield a lot and they pop it and they get extremely low, if you think you can just pop, go over and use Radiant Destruction really quickly, then do that. But if you don't feel comfortable, just, like I said, put Radiant Destruction on your front bar. So if you feel comfortable with it, put it on your back bar. This damage is going to be buffed by the dual swords. I don't take anything in this, but I go with Twin Blade and Blunt. This is going to kind of be your offensive bar. Even though this is going to be your main bar, this is going to be a really offensive bar. I have Ritual of Retribution, just for the cleanse and a little bit of extra healing, and it heals other people too, and does a little bit of damage to it. It takes Nightblood out of stealth, so it's pretty damn good. Puncturing Sweep here. I mean, you can put whatever you want here. If you want to run Puncturing Sweep here, you can just run whatever the hell you want here. Kind of a free slot. If you're not running puncturing sweeps on your front bar, I would recommend running it on your back bar. But if you're running it on your front bar, then run Radiant Destruction back here. You have to have Radiant Destruction somewhere, though. You need it. You have to fucking have it. Toppling Charge. This is another must-have because it's a gap closer. You need to have a gap closer. The biggest thing that fucks this build is the ranged people. So you need to have something to get to them. And people running away. This build, even with Radiant Destruction, you're going to lack in a lot of finishing power. You're going to have upfront damage whenever they hit you, But as far as sustained damage and finishing people off, you're going to have a real problem, even with Radiant Destruction. So that's why I'm running this. Destruction entropy, that way whenever you switch bars, you're not having a big health decrease or whatever. And also, I mean, if you're chasing someone down and entropy goes away, then you're going to need to get your major sorcery back up. I'm running the Atronach for increased magic recovery. Would you guys fuck off, please? For the increased magic recovery. Meso Plus member, of course. There's actually one other thing I was thinking of you could put here on your back bar. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, and another thing that really screws this build is the CC, so you might try a movable somewhere. I've not really messed with this. You might want to try it and see how it works out for you. Take all your passives everywhere, especially your vampire ones that are here. Supernatural Recovery and Undeath, these are both really good. You can also go Dark Stalker. This is more of an Imperial City build as well, just so you know. Just put this up in case something goes down. So yeah, that's about it for everything here on the armor set. I mean the skill sets here. Looking at everything, make sure. Also, what makes this build very good is Blazing Shield is going to be proccing Burning Lot. So it's going to do a lot. I mean, you may think, well, the numbers aren't that good. Well, if you proc Burning Light, it's actually going to be quite a bit of damage. Let me kill these fucking things real quick. Alright. So yeah, it's going to be proccing Burning Light. And if there's 25% chance and there's 4, we're going to be proccing at least once. 4 on you. So, like I said, this build is not a 1v1, and it's you can 1v2 with it, but you want to have multiple enemies hitting you, because if they're not hitting you, you're not doing any damage. You can, I mean, you have Puncturing Sweep and Radiant Destruction, but your spell damage is not nearly high enough as it needs to be for these to actually kill anybody. You're going to be using Blazing Shield to get them down, and then finishing them off with Radiant and or Puncturing Sweep. Now, Puncturing Sweep can also be a heal, so, you know, running on your front bar, whatever, like I said. That's another good thing about Puncturing Sweep. Now, it's not really a finisher. Your finisher is Radiant Destruction. This can be morphed or whatever to the to whatever a good morph is. I don't give a shit. I don't have it morphed, but this is not really even a finisher. This is your finisher. So yeah. That's about it as far as skill sets. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am. If I am, oh well, you guys can tell me in the comments if you give a shit. Let's go into the item sets, now go to champion points. We are running 2-piece Balancebeth, or Malubeth, if you guys prefer to call it that. This is prosperous, I know. It needs to be either divines, or actually infused here would work really, really well. Infused would actually be the best here, and divines on the small pieces. I always like to run divines on the small pieces, infused on the large pieces, especially for this build. Max HP enchants all around the board. I don't have max HP on enchants on these, but I need to be getting them soon. I'm kind of waiting to farm and get the infused version of this, and this needs to be heavy. Everything needs to be heavy. Everything needs to be max HP enchants. Infused on the big pieces, divines on the small pieces. If you have Undaunted passives, you can actually go... Let's see what the Undaunted passives gives you. So yeah, if you have rank 9 Undaunted, you can go 1 light, 1 medium, and the rest heavy. In Malubeth, go 1 light Malubeth, 1 heavy Malubeth, and 1 medium Malubeth, 1 light Malubeth, and then you'll get the passives. So if you have that, do it. If you don't, then just run 5 heavy. Also, actually, I tell you what, if you don't have heavy Malubeth, you can actually just run light like I am right now. And I have a little bit in light armor, so I've took these. I mean, it's not too bad actually, if you want to do this. So it's up to you. I'm giving you a few options. So we're running 5 seducer for the magic recovery, the max magicka, and the reduced magicka cost. There's a couple of ways you can run this build, even with Kagernax, but you're not going to be getting the cost reduction. And I've not got a lot of CP, so cost reduction and magic recovery is very, very, very important to me. If I had 501, I might consider Kagernax, but I don't, so I'm only 308. About to be 309. To malubeth, of course, like I just said, this is very good. It's going to help you stay alive in PvP. It's going to give you the extra heals in case you're using entropy or your entropy is up, which it should be. So yeah, if I wasn't running malubeth, or if you do not have it, run bloodspawn. Bloodspawn is going to give you 6% chance when hit to gain physical resistance. Going to make you a little bit tankier, and spell resistance, so a little bit tankier to everything. And it's also going to give you some more ultimate. That way you can actually get your bats up faster. Both of them are pretty damn good. I love malubeth just because the 1vx situation, it's still pretty good. Both of them can be used very well. So just try them both out if you have them, see which one you like better. But I really like malubeth. I really love malubeth, actually. And it also gives you max HP on malubeth, so it's a little bit better. But try it out, see what you like. They're both very good. As far as rings and swords, I'm running 5 fasallas guile. Switch over, I'm using 5 fasallas guile necklaces and rings, running all magic recovery on them, and sword and shield of fasallas guile, max HP on the sword. If you can get an infused sword, an infused shield, I would do that. I'm also using a sharpened sword. It's pretty damn good. This set's just going to let you help you kill people easier, because the biggest problem with this, like I said, is the finishing power. And if they see that they're getting really low, they're going to be getting away from you and trying to heal themselves. Well, fasallas is going to be taking care of that a little bit. It's going to make them to where they can't heal themselves as good. That way you can start finishing them off. Would you all just fuck off already? Like, honestly, dude. Alright. And I'm running sharpened swords of Julianos. You don't have to run these. You can run Torg's Pact or whatever, but make sure they're sharpened for the extra damage. And that's about it, guys. I've been playing around with this build a lot. I finally solidified the build. This is one of my favorite PvP sets. I may do a Stamsork build or a Stamsork explanation video on why it's really good or something like that, because I'm running Fingrush's build. I just don't have the Maelstrom weapons. But actually, before I start saying this, let me get the champion points. My bad. I'm losing my train of thought today, boys. Rip. For the brown, I don't know what the fuck this place is called. I don't really give a shit. But in the Lord, I'm running 100 Bastion. This is going to make your shields bigger and make them hit harder. It's everything you want. I'm kind of torn between hardy and resistant, because if you get CC'd in this build and you don't have your shields up, or if you can't get back up and put your shields up, you are actually just going to instantly fucking die, because you're not running any impin or anything like that. So see whichever one you want. As long as if you feel like you can keep your shields up and you're not getting CC'd a lot, go into hardy. But if you feel like you're getting CC'd a lot and you need the extra critical resistance, run resistant. They're both pretty decent. I think I'm gonna start doing hardy though. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm gonna probably once I get enough CP, I'm gonna be trying them both. But yeah, just try them both out and see what you guys like. As far as the apprentice, I'm going 100 into elemental expert, just for the extra magic damage, my extra shield. My shield's gonna be hitting a little bit harder now because of that. Going to spell erosion next. It's just gonna give you some more penetration on the squishier like DPS type targets, so your shield's gonna be hitting them even harder. 100 into Arcanist. Like I said, this build has really bad mana problems, so this is gonna counteract that a little bit. So 100 into Arcanist, and start dumping them into Magician as soon as you can, so you can get the cost reduction. That's why I was saying earlier, that's why I'm running Seducer right now, because I really need the reduction. So yeah, that's the champion points. Now, like I was saying before I started the champion points there, I'm really happy with this build. Sometimes you get really frustrated at it. Just keep working with it. Eventually, you'll start getting it down, seeing what you need to do, seeing what the strengths and weaknesses are. It's a very solid solo build, and even if you're running with somebody, it's a very solid build. If you're going to run with somebody, make sure they can heal you, or they can kill things. Like I said, yeah, I really love this build. It's one of my favorites so far. Besides the Stamsork, I'm getting some other builds solidified right now. I've had some armor crafted, and I'm working on stuff. I'm going to try some stuff out and see how it goes. But, yeah, this build's pretty solid. Try it out. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching. This is Daybreak, signing off.